you see, I used to say it before the elections that this business of scratch my back, let me scratch your back, will kill Ghana. There are actually a group within this administration who were eating when the NPP was in power, and so they can't do anything about it. And that is why you can have Afenyo, who by now must be assisting in investigation, because you were the board chair, you are in the known as to what actually happened at the ECG, telling us that we must not politicize it. Who is going to establish a committee involving political parties to look into this? This is a crime, and crime is investigated by the security agencies.
Yeah, that is a crime scene.
You don't determine how matters are investigated. ECG is a complete crime scene.
Big one.
And I can understand the frustrations of Derek J, because the point is that it was corruption that took the NPP out of office, and if the NDC does not take care, the same corruption will take them out, especially when you are not dealing with clear-cut issues. National service is there for all of us. Let me also say that I also agree with him that the Attorney General, what he has started doing is the right way.
Yeah.
If you are an Attorney General and you want to succeed, you must win the propaganda war.
Yeah.
If you allow the opposition to set the agenda for you, you will always be chasing their tails. So always let your truth come out and you carry the people along. Just last year, PricewaterhouseCoopers did an audit of ECG. And in there, they identified that ECG itself had about 99 bank accounts. They were collecting 15.8 billion, but declaring 10.4 billion to the people of this country, meaning close to 5.4 billion
was going under the
was unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Even with the 10.4 billion, you know, we have what we call the cash waterfall mechanism.
Yeah.
They were only disbursing 6.5 billion out of that 10.4. Nobody knows where the almost 3.9 billion went to. We have kept quiet as a country. And even with the 6.5 billion, interestingly, the company that does the collection, the hotel and its people, they were receiving 402 million, whereas VRE, that generates power, was paid for 412 million. Can you imagine? The company generating the power is receiving a same amount as the company collecting the revenue. Now the company collecting the revenue for ECG actually took more money than we Power Authority. That is the stake or the status of ECG. Now it is also a common practice, or is a known fact, that ECG, every procurement that takes place there is inflated by 150%. So for instance, water that you buy it at 1 cedi, if ECG is going to buy, they will sell it 2 cedi 50 pesos. That is the ECG for you. Now, if bless you import a car into this country, it means you really need a car. And so before you do the importation, you would have prepared yourself for port duties. How come ECG import cables and they allow it just to sit at the port? The only conclusion that one can draw is that ECG at the time of ordering for these or purchasing these products did not need them. But because people want to take advantage of the country, well, it's through procurement that they make their money anyway. They must buy by all means. So they were buying. They were buying. Whether or not they needed it, they had to buy. And it's so sad when you read some of the stories and you look at how people are struggling in this country. I'm telling you today, people cannot meet or have 3 square meals, even 2. It's so difficult. But we entrust our destinies into the hands of people to go and serve us better, and this is the outcome. And that is why Afenyo, I don't take him serious. I don't know who takes him serious. You must understand that we are in a serious democracy. People are thinking about how to go to the moon. We cannot deal with the fundamentals. If we cannot deal with fundamentals like clearing of goods at the port, then what complex situations can you deal with? But now, if you were in a serious country, he would have been hauled before the security agent, together with the former managing director and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That he resigned on personal reasons. What are you talking about? In your absence, these are the things that are happening. The former board chair, Jakpa, must be answering questions. But it exposes the weakness in this administration. I'm telling you. People seem not to be interested in going after those that have stolen our money. And once you make that determination that you don't want to go for those that have stolen from us, it means you yourself you want to steal. That is the only conclusion. Other than that, clear cut issues.
So obvious.
So obvious.
Yeah.
ECG, so obvious. National service, so obvious. The banking sector cleanup. Look, in the case of the banking sector cleanup, people actually inflated the numbers. Those that did not have savings, investment there, they created pseudo-names and went for money. All these things they know, but people are keeping quiet. You remember the case of Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing? What's the name of that woman? Former NDC woman who crossed Frances Siem.
And the guy who died, Sydney Kirsty
Hereford. All these matters are there.
But wait, if a man dies, can his cells be visited?
We can visit you on
the estate.
Yes.
Okay, very well. So Occupy Ghana, please finance you to get Sydney.
That's
the Hereford's. He's your colleague.
You see, so it's not as though we don't know what has happened in this country. We all live in this country. And that is why we must not expend all our energy. What has happened at the National Security Bureau is a tip of the iceberg. It's the least of the cases. $7 million. If it was about $7 million, we would go and sleep. We are talking about a country where this Nana Akufo-Addo took when he took over the reins of governance, the debt was about 122 billion. It's now hovering around 742 or 49 billion. And we don't have tangibles to show for. We have SkyTrain, $2 million that is right in our faces.
Yeah.
But people are behind the scenes begging. They are using powerful men and women. And that is why any politician that visits churches and mosques, I have an issue. You don't understand me. You see, when you allow people to start praying for you, you are indebted to them. You see them as your God. And the businessmen also use them to achieve their purpose. Because when there is an issue, all that they do is that they go to these pastors and imams.
You may add chieftains.
Chieftains, absolutely. They are in fact, they are the biggest culprit in this. They will call, oh, he's my son, my this. And you know very well that you went to him during campaign. So how can you refuse his request? And that is why we can't deal with issues of corruption. Either that all the sector, does it not strike you that all the state-owned enterprises are owing?
Yeah, they've made losses, they are indebted.
So why?
Thunder Talk, buy and sell, cocoa board. Just go and buy cocoa and sell. We are owing 32 billion. Electricity Company of Ghana, we do prepaid. I give my money in advance.
Yeah.
But they will be in debt because people over there have decided deliberately to shortchange this country, and nobody will do them anything. As of now, the way and manner they are going about things, I have no confidence that these people can deal with corruption. Read my lips. A year by now, you will come here and you give me my stone. Take it from me.
That is, if nobody stops the system from working, people ask.
But why must somebody? You say no, you can disagree. I voted for you to take actions.
Yes. So
as of now, the president, if you read Article 58 or so 57, he is the commander-in-chief, the head of state, and the head of government business. There is no way in the constitution that he shares his power or powers with anybody.
Not the CSOs either.
But the CSO,
can we tell them to stop making? We didn't vote for them.
But who is that CSO to come and speak? They are speaking like you are speaking. Who are they? The CSOs, didn't they speak that Dampare must be at post? Is Dampare there?
No.
Do they even have any credibility?
Can you imagine? You call them CSOs, I call them political appendages. They are there to do politics.
They are political appendages. They are.
So why must you give them credit? You understand? So if you are president and you are not performing, it is not because some CSOs are talking. After all, nobody can gag anybody for speaking. all of us are going to speak. But remember, we gave you that mandate. Like we said, people are partying. They are flaunting their wealth in our faces. You have someone who is supposed to come and answer questions, sue the agency that is responsible for doing that. And I agree he will do that, because right in your studio here, when he started that, I told you, when you were on the street, you know that it's a game they are playing with us. Say that, have you heard any matter about Ken Ofurata? He's writing letters to the people of Ghana. But someone just told a plantain because he was angry in this country, because these people did not manage their resources well. He's in someone.
A foul.
A foul. Someone took just one roll of herb. He's already in there to relieve the tensions because of the problems these people have created. He is in his home. But these people are taking billion. They are now fighting. Now it tells us that the laws of this land only respects,
and that's why we
the
must
rich.
reset the judiciary as well. Because at the end of the day,
but nobody, I don't have any problem if anybody is not behaving well. You understand? So clearly, if there is a political will to deal with this matter, in less than a year, the system will be corrected. I'm telling you. And it is across board. Hey, you go to agric ministry, rot, education, rot. As for education ministry, people are just using money to buy minister buying cars for their girlfriends, Land Cruisers and so on. All these things are there.
So kindly share with us which of the
we have shared everything with them. If I tell you what, I go and change the name. I have shared it with the appropriate security authorities.
Very well, very well.
They know it, but some of them are culpable. The money that you were, when you were in the opposition, you were taking from them. Did you ask them where they were getting it from? That is why you can't act.
Yeah.
Very well.
They can't act. But tell the people of this country, this is your land. You pay taxes. You must begin to push them. Bring up the fire. When you vote for someone, don't sit somewhere and think that the person will do what is right. You must continue with the pace, that pressure that you poured, the energy that you expected in a campaigning for them to come to power. Use the same energy to make sure that they do what is right. Other than that, you that is living in Boku, in my village and Bonya, here and there, nobody is thinking about you. They will share all the booties in Accra and build all the niceties, the nice buildings. And tomorrow they come and tell you, you and me are kids, that their parents were smarter than us, because they were able to steal, loot more than you and I. And so the state must act. The ECG, if for nothing at all, there must be a thorough overhaul of that institution. There must be a massive overhaul. Not just there. You go to VRA, you go to Greek, there must be total overhaul of these places. And that is why I disagree with your government when the issue of gold board. The same thing we are creating. Tomorrow, it will come back to hunters. You are telling that the state-owned institutions are incurring debt, yet you are creating more. To come and do what? Hey, Ghana. Me, I see sometimes when I read some of the stories, I get shy. That is it the country I'm coming from? Because it doesn't add up.
Sense.
It does not. Now Chinese, you have arrested Chinese. That they were the ones buying ECG. But now, oh, you think a Ghanaian can go to China and be doing this?
What?
We have an economy that has been taken over by foreigners. Me sitting here, can you imagine? I was looking for a contract in the last administration. An Indian man was the one that wanted to lead me. I looked at it and said, I'm not interested. That I will sit in my own country as a bona fide national of this country, and the foreigner will be the one to lead me to get. I told him that if this is the only money I'll get in my life, I'm not interested. That day I went to, I said, this country is sold. What? This country is sold. Have you asked yourself why Ghanaian businesses do not thrive, but Indian, Chinese, and all those businesses are thriving here? It's a national security concern. If your countrymen and women are not thriving in the business sense, you don't have any country. Now every Ghanaian, most of us are living outside, suburbans, and the city center. Go to Owusu in the evenings, and I'm telling you, 8 out of every 10 people you meet are foreigners. Where are the Ghanaians? Which country do you have? And that is why you must be serious with dealing with issues of corruption, so that we can redistribute the wealth of this country to benefit the Ghanaian people. Not for the few. Not for the few rich. You know, and the reason why some of us also disagree with Speaker that he must not be entertaining in some of these Galamsey things is that recently parliamentarians went and destroyed tables and chairs. Well, you know, in this country. Yeah. Well, did you not set up a committee? Yeah. What has been the outcome of that committee? Even your nose, your right, what you watch on TV, you cannot bring a report to punish people. How much more Galamsey? When you do that, that means you want to sit on it. And we are not going to allow anybody. Look.
Please remind us, was Afenyo part of that thing?
He was part of it.
How did it end?
Anyway.
No. You remember they stampeded the process, they boycotted the process, and then they distracted the process.
Yes, but at the end of it, you have majority in parliament.
And I'm saying that that's exactly the same thing Afenyo is doing with this matter.
But why not you allow Afenyo? Why would you?
Afenyo must be arrested. Not Ghanaians.
But you see, now you cannot be speaking like me in opposition. Now you have the power. It is no more like speaking like an opposition. Now you must act. Between me and Doc, we can say must be arrested, but you that is in power must say we have arrested.
Yeah, but at least he agrees that. I mean,
I know he would have. Yeah. I know, you know the reason why I'm saying that, because he did not go for monies from them in opposition. But the problem is that those that are supposed to act, their hands are not clean.
Yeah.
So you can cry all night, nothing will happen. As we speak, they are even doing business with them. From God, they are doing business with those that you think that they are pursuing. They are doing business with them. So, my dear Ghanaians, fellow Ghanaians, begin to act. Get the person that you voted for to be acting on your stead. That you voted, you know, the president has given 3 speeches. The inaugural speech. The only thing that attracted applause was when he spoke about accountability. At the State of the Nation, when he spoke about accountability, he received the applause. At the economic dialogue, when he spoke about accountability, he received the applause. Yeah. What it means is that the Ghanaian feels we have been shortchanged. Go for our money for it. For me, I'm not interested in putting people in jail or whatever. Go and take our money.
The money, recover the loot.
Right.
Thank you so much, Mr.